We were approached in a sales meeting about a client that does what's it called?
Cryotherapy.
Cryotherapy, which if I'm sure I'm oversimplifying this, they freeze you for 3 minutes.
Yes.
And it's supposed to do things good for you.
Rick, that's correct. Now I can give you a little more detail on how it all plays out. But you remember now, you know.
Oh my gosh, there's Bubba. We're watching the
you know, we've invested and interested in other forms of things. You know, new medical breakthroughs.
Right.
You know, when we were talking about the chambers you got into. You know, hyper atmosphere or the ones that are low, you know, and this is a new thing. So I was anxious to kind of try this out because I'd read a little bit about it going into it. So when she brought it up, I was interested in finding out myself. And our salesperson, Hannah Black, had done this, and she was just raving about it. So I had to go check it out, Rick. And here's the thing. Your body, we have a mode that we get in.
Did not miss this footage.
That's called fight or flight, okay? And you may have experienced it when you get scared sometimes. When your body is in major duress, you go into this mode. And they started studying this mode back in the 70s and found out that when you get into this mode, you have adrenaline that comes up, this comes up, that comes up. But they also found out that your body thinks that it's what we used to call the kill me mode.
Yeah.
So you're in here and so your body turns into just using all of its enzymes and chemicals and hormones. It dumps it into your system, trying to protect the body when it thinks it's on its last leg. Okay. And that's why some people have this superhuman strength. That's why this happens, that happens. But when you get cold,
or when we did the prank, it's why people wet
right.
themselves. Yeah.
When your body gets cold and it starts trying to protect itself, several things happen.
Greg?
You burn calories, which is a good thing, but you get all of these hormones that are supposed to repair your body and help you heal, because it's wanting to get you out of a bad situation. So basically what you're doing with this, this is not going to be good terminology that some of the people that do this use, but I'll use it for y'all. It's the microwave version of the ice bath. You know, we've all been in the ice bath, and it's very painful to sit in it as long as you need to, because the cold helps to get rid of inflammation and pain, and it starts a rejuvenating process in your body. That's why people sit in ice baths. But this allows you, as opposed to having to sit in it for 10 or 15 or 20 minutes and no telling who else has been sitting in the ice bath, experience the same reaction from your body in 3 minutes. And it's a lot quicker and easier. And you can see in the footage here, if you're watching that is liquid nitrogen that's in a mist that's being put into the chamber. And right now I'm
with
thinking,
disco lights. Don't miss that.
And now I'm thinking, wow, it's a lot colder than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Picture it.
It looks like you're a giant and you're sticking your head out of a midget disco.
Are you naked?
I'm in my underwear, and I have on 2 pairs of socks and rubber boots. Now, like in any other...
Do they provide the rubber boots, or are you supposed to bring it with you?
No, they got it all. Okay. They got it all. And here's the thing: if you have to take your socks off and use theirs, because a lot of times your feet will sweat. You don't want to go in there with your feet sweating, because it will turn to icicles. Okay,
good call.
And Rick, this is the same process that they freeze things for, cryogenic type stuff. But you're getting a mist, not the liquid version that would, obviously you couldn't stand and still be alive. But this, it turns, it's 145 degrees coming out of the chute, and it turns the air temperature and your skin temperature to right at freezing. Now, you couldn't withstand that very long, because you would get frostbite.
Please look.
But in a controlled, limited amount of time, it gives you that fight or flight response. Now, what happens about a minute into it, you are shivering, and that's what you're kind of looking for.
I'm looking
you might
to
even
shiver.
have you may even have a little teeth chattering
Look
if
at
you're
the
not
color
careful.
changes in the lights. In
Yeah.
the fall.
It's
so
got a little
funny.
bit of Star Trek transporter to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, what are the disco lights for?
I guess that's just to let them know what that
Sharp.
that it's working or
They
something.
play music too.
There was some.
I wish
playing
the
yesterday.
lights were out in that room.
Now, Rick, a couple of
All
important
you
notes.
see is the smoke and Bubba's head in the lights.
Yes, and you're naked.
So the theory is that I took my finger. She said if your fingers are hurting, take them out and hold
So
them
your
up.
fingers were hurting.
Oh yes.
What if you
Oh,
just
yes.
squatted
Look
down?
at him.
in
Look
there?
at that face, guys.
Yeah.
Don't
Well,
miss that.
right now, I'm thinking, wow, this is colder than I thought it was going to be.
Right. He's naked with
And
boots
you
on.
can
Look,
tell-
you're struggling. You are struggling.
3 minutes is longer than you thought.
Sure it is.
But you know the countdown, and you go, I can make it. You know, I can make it another minute. I can make it another 30 seconds. And when I got out, it's funny because the room temperature now feels extremely warm to you. So you don't have any, long-term cold issue when you get out.
That's funny.
It is funny. It really was funny, and I'm kind of laughing because I know what I look like in it too. And
Oh, here we
we
go.
may have the unveiling here.
Oh boy, where's the robe?
Well-
Quickly, thank you.
I did.
Wait a
I told the
Come
folks.
on out of there.
I told the folks at Cryotherapy of Birmingham, if I could critique one thing, we got to get bigger robes.
Right.
A big man at the spa has always been a problem. You know
Sure,
how that
sure.
goes.
Yeah.
So,
Looks like they got you in a drink box.
well, I'm laughing now because I can't get the robe on because my shoulders are sore. They're cold and I can't move good yet. I'm
Yeah.
trying to get it up,
Just
so I'm
come
laughing
on out
about
naked.
that.
Just come on
So-
out, walk around in your undie.
So I'll give you the warnings we had to watch for and the results when we come out. And I also made Adler get into it. Rick, you got to be careful when you walk out because your knees are a little stiff right there.
I bet.
Yeah, that's pretty-
Your chest blazing.
I mean, like you like it.
Oh my gosh, Tom Jones has let himself go.
That'll be right, you.
Rick and Bubba.
So, Bubba, you had the cryogenics, is that what it's called?
Cryotherapy.
Oh, where am I get cryogenics? That's what Ted Williams had one.
Yeah.
Cryogenics.
We're not preserving me for the
Bubba was
later
Bubba,
cures.
Bubba was frozen. Now, we did have a guy that worked at one of these places in another market that said you should experience an endorphin pop.
Yes, the old endorphin pop. A couple of things you got to be careful for, and you had alluded to it, and we talked about it a little bit yesterday. The Achilles is open to weather issues and cold because it's not protected by flesh. It's right at the back of your heel. So you take precautions to make sure that it is protected with 2 pairs of socks and rubber boots. Other than obviously when you stand, also the folks doing it said bend your knees a little bit. Don't stand like you're at a wedding and pass out. That's not good either. And when you come out, you just you move your ankles and knees a little bit, make sure everything's moving before you step out. Like any good astronaut would.
Right. Right. And now, did Adler get in this thing too?
Yeah, I made Adler get in it too, and then I videoed him a little bit and had a little fun with that.
Well,
We'll get that edited up.
I
That may be more entertaining footage than the other.
I've got to say,
I
gotta have
need
it.
to see that.
Yeah, well, I think did they put that little extra step in there for you, Adler?
I mean, do these? Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
They had to give me a little bit more height. Yes.
They put cushions in the bottom.
Yeah, because
so
Adler
they
couldn't
push
see
you
out of that.
Nah, I was about to say.
Adler, did we have your footage going in?
All you'd see was his hair, top of his head, because he'd be all up in
Do
down.
you
in
not
there.
want your face to be frozen?
No. You don't want it in that. You gotta keep that out of it. But it's the whole idea is you send your
my
body.
gosh, there's Adler.
He's not that tall.
There is Adler. They've got him standing on telephone books.
You know the little step stool you did when you stepped on when you brushed your teeth when you were
There's
little.
Speedy.
That's what he's got.
Yep.
I was waiting for
Yeah,
that.
I introduced him as Speedy's brother.
You
so
must haven't paid attention.
the thing, Rick, is when you put your body into this mode.
Look
and
at little Adler going.
Where'd they get that little robe?
that you take advantage of your body's response to it, and there's some good things that come from that.
Adler. He's showing his boxers to everybody. You see him.
He's such a-
You lady.
So, Rick, yesterday afternoon, you know, when I got out, I couldn't tell.
Did you get an endorphin pop?
But as the afternoon went on, I don't know if it was the waffles talking from the breakfast or what, but I had a little kick in my step yesterday afternoon.
Did you?
Yeah, I've been needing an endorphin pop.
I
was a little low.
I started getting all sorts of documentation of you out there in the community popping around.
Yeah, I will say this: I'm definitely gonna try it again. Of course, Adler is talking the entire time.
He is.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, yes.
You could read his lips. It's cold. It's
Now, you
real
still in
cold.
your robe while you're videotaping?
No,
him?
I'm not.
Okay.
No, I was out. That's the beauty. It doesn't take long.
Right.
So,
And,
in and out.
and so you had a pop?
Little kick in my step yesterday afternoon. You know, I'm gonna have to investigate it more. I'm not going to declare magic bullet yet, but I'm gonna keep looking into it.
Now, when you say magic bullet, what is it supposed to do?
Well, when you get all those chemicals and your body secretes all these things to protect itself from the cold, it has some very positive attributes. I mean, it helps with inflammation. It helps with getting better blood flow to your skin, and it clears a lot of that kind of thing up. And so, you know, and what do you get the shot for inflammation? What
Cortisone shot?
You know, your body will produce some of that. I mean, you naturally produce it, and you know, when it thinks it's in trouble, it gives you a dose of that. So it's a natural way to help get rid of inflammation. So we'll see.
I just want to be sure I've got this right, because here's what I've heard.
My
today.
scar is better, by the way. This morning where I had the surgery, it's noticeably smaller and drier.
What we're saying is, we're going to try to take you to the place where you almost freeze to death.
Your body thinks it's in trouble, but it's really not.
And your body's response to that will be good for you.
We're fooling your body for a very short amount of time that it's in trouble, and taking advantage of what it's doing to protect itself as a therapy.
Did you say your cut was drier?
Well, yeah, it's you know how you.
It's not it's a bad visual there. I'm just trying to figure it out.
What am I trying to say? You know how when you have a wound and it's healing up, it's soft. You know, well, it's more like the skin today. It's not as scarry as it used to be. That's a word, scarry.
Yeah.
Never heard the term scarry.
I know what you're saying.
I heard it once in the Lion King.
But think about this: you get your skin that cold. I mean, it's closing in, and will force that. And then when you get out, your veins and arteries and capillaries get wide open. You get a lot of blood flow.
Well, how's that knee? I mean,
and nothing heals without blood flow. We know that. That's why nerves don't regenerate. They don't have blood in them. If you get blood in them, they will grow back together. So, but they're not, so they don't. Blood flow. You got to have the blood.
Tone it down now.
Yeah.
Got to have. No, I'm just saying.
It's still the
nerves,
endorphins, Rick.
I'm just
I'm
simply
just
telling you
saying
to tone it down.
Everything blood flow is the key to getting anything better.
So I mean, but how's your step? You quick? I mean, you
Well,
feeling pretty
I
good?
feel a little better today. You know?
Now, did you, right? Look, I heard dance move. I heard he was like a crazy man moving around yesterday all over town.
Yeah.
Well, listen, this is the best endorsement I can give you. I'm going back.
Right. So
I'm still investigating. I like what I saw yesterday.
Three amigos are the three little czars are going Friday.
How about that?
Rick, I heard Bubba had lunch boxes down at the end of the street waiting on the school bus this morning. He felt so good. Rick took him back to his childhood.
There you go.
See a little kick in my step.
Well, let me tell you, that is.
And what does Betty Lou Busty
I
think
can't
about
wait
it?
for y'all to try it and see how you like it.
Did you talk to Betty about it?
I'm going for 6 minutes.
Yeah, she's very interested in the. When you're cold, you burn calories too. That's another thing at a very fast rate.
Surely you don't think
Can we challenge each other on who can stay in the longest, or is there a rule?
I think that's against the rules.
I don't think.
I wanted this
I don't
challenge.
think it's something you play with, Greg. This is high tech.
I'll ask him.
This is big
wait
time.
a minute.
stuff
Wait a
right
minute.
here.
You're not getting in this thing
I'll
to
ask
lose
Speedy's
weight, are you?
brother.
No. But that's a good.
You
side
look
effect
like you
there.
lost a couple this morning.
Well, when we go out and hunt, I've often said I lose weight sitting in a deer stand, and I thought, well, that's crazy. I'm not doing anything, but someone had pointed out when you're cold, your body burns a lot more calories keeping you warm. So it's going to heat its internal self up.
We must not hunt as much as we think we do.
Well, they said. And there again,
whoa!
they said in that 3 minutes you're in there, you can burn between 500 and 800 calories. Your body will, trying to stay warm.
Look, I don't want to use the term "drop in the bucket."
Oh, I know.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
we
But
can't
now-
go in and
but
I go.
now, if you're normal, intake. That would be a big hit.
Yeah, it would be.
But if our calorie intake was taking on the freeze burn calorie, they'd call it in the fifth inning.
Oh yeah, we'd have to be in the ice age for that to balance out.
You'd have to be trapped.
But for some people, I think it would. It could be an advantage.
Right. Yeah.
So we can't go in there and I look at Speedy and go, I'll go 5 minutes.
Y'all see Hannah?
And he goes, I'll go 6, and I go name that cryo. So we see who can do the longest.
I think maybe the fight or flight deal.
Watch when it starts getting cold. Look at she's already dancing in there. She's cold.
We'll be back. Bottom of the hour. 866-WE-BE-BIG is our number. Check our website too.
I go 8.
Rick and Bubba. Spell out the word and.com.
I'm gonna go back before y'all go again.
More of the Rick and Bubba show comes your way right after this.
Rick and Bubba, Rick and Bubba.
But first, Adler has found the footage of Bubba coming out, getting ready to go into the to the tune of Tom Jones.
She's all you'd ever want. She's the kind I'd like to
Bubba is getting
she always goes
That tongue work in slow motion is so unfair.
She's a lady.
Whoa.
It's good.
And the lady is mine.
Face. That's good right there. Oh,
always something nice to say.
Gosh.
That's the one too where Tom Jones really gets
Oh,
there.
yeah.
I mean, that's good right there. That's funny.
Oh wow.
That's
funny. Boy.
Oh, so anyway, we'll follow the updates. A lot of people are asking how much does it cost.
Rick, if I'm not mistaken, it was $25 a visit.
Well, there goes Speedy. He's out.
Rick, that's actually very affordable.
Yeah, it is.
Some places it's a lot more, but that's what.
Oh wait, hold on, wait a minute.
Talking about that little lady.
Watch! I give you a little kick on the way by here. Keep going, Adler.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to the stage, Mr. Tom Jones.
She never asks very much, and I don't refuse.